Namaste. You are listening to Prem Anmol Hota Hai Vani. I am your host, Vani. In the last episode, I was upset over a playful conversation with Swapnil. Today, you will hear Swapnil's apology, my philosophical definition of love across lifetimes, Papa's concern over ostentation, and the first family instruction after Swapnil's family arrives at my in-laws. Misunderstanding and the definition of love. Reconciliation. At my sharp reaction, Swapnil immediately composed himself and admitted his mistake. He thought people were calling him blind. I realized he isn't a petty husband who would mock me. Philosophy of love. I decided that to be a happy wife, I must love Swapnil even more than myself. I forged a new definition of love. Love is an invisible sensation experienced from soul to soul. The bond of lifetimes. I felt that Swapnil and I have two distinct souls in our bodies, but our tradition of love has perhaps existed for lifetimes. The Creator Himself had made the arrangements for my stay in America. The hour of freedom, now the hour for our souls to attain all kinds of freedom is near, where even our bodies can become one. Debate on ostentation. Papa's concern. The next day, Papa was looking at my wedding invitation card. He said, I find such ostentation and waste in weddings unnecessary. This box must cost around 2,500 rupees. He feared that middle-class fathers get crushed trying to imitate the extravagance of the ultra-rich. Mother's side. I took Mam's side. From this extravagant tendency of the wealthy, various types of businesses of others are sustained. I also said that I don't want to create a problem by speaking against them, but rather offer a solution. Emotional remembrance. Papa accepted this introspectively. We both remembered my late mother and brother, how proud they would have been to see me marrying into such a prestigious family. The family's first instruction. Arrival. Swapnil has arrived at Alka Mam's house with his mom and dad, my future parents-in-law. Rishil and Parag have gone directly to Jalandhar. Family order. Swapnil called me and said, Vani, Bhabhi's parents are organizing a grand event to celebrate the first arrival of their daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter. Bhabhi has instructed all of us to attend it compulsorily. Now Swapnil's entire family is in my city. Will I go with them to this grand event? And will Swapnil and I get a chance to be together in Jalandhar? A philosophical journey of love, discussion on family values, and Rishil's first instruction in Prem Anmol Hota Hai Vani. You will hear Episode 68, Philosophical Definition of Love, Debate on Ostentation, and the Family's First Instruction.
Wait, Vani, you have started thinking wrongly. Whoever calls you blind is blind themselves. I could never even think such a thing, Swapnil said, trying to reconcile.
If that is not what you meant, then why did you say it at all? I seek an explanation.
I thought people were saying that while referring to me. I thought they meant, which blind man is going to get such a worthy daughter and sister? I have hurt you unintentionally, please forgive me, Swapnil said pleadingly.
Then that makes me even sadder. I cannot tolerate anyone saying anything bad about a worthy man like you, even falsely. I realize now, Swapnil is not such a petty boy, husband who would ever be happy with someone mocking me, his own wife.
Come on, now you forgive me for this too. I didn't call to give you sorrow. I want to tell you that mom, dad, brother, and Bhabhi, along with me, are reaching India in 4 days, Swapnil said, admitting all his mistakes.
Oh wow, that means this time I will get the opportunity to spend a long time with Rishil, I say, expressing my joy.
Bhabhi will go to Jalandhar for a week. It has been a long time since she left her home. She wants to stay among everyone in her parents' home, Swapnil informed.
That would be appropriate. I can imagine Rishil's feelings. And so, our conversation concluded. I started thinking, I must stop taking Swapnil for granted. How much he loves me. Everywhere, every time, he makes himself smaller than me. He never tries to show that he is more intelligent than me. I decided I must always remain completely composed while talking to Swapnil. To be a happy wife, I must accept Swapnil is more capable and intelligent than myself. And that is the truth. To be a happy wife, I must love Swapnil even more than myself. Thinking about my love, I recalled the love Alka Mam, Parag, and Swapnil have for their respective beloveds. Then a strange chain of thoughts started in my mind. I began to think, Alka Ma'am's love was never even revealed to my papa. Her love was so selfless that Ma'am spent her life without marrying anyone else. Parag had loved Rashil since the age of 13, but he could only get her after her divorce. Yet, Parag married her. Swapnil, who loves me, has had physical relations with other girls, but he did not fall in love with them. He has fallen in love with me. Yet, he has maintained the patience for a physical relation with me until marriage. I remembered my papa. Based on his mother's wish, he married the girl, my mother, and loved her so much after marriage that after she left, he never married any other girl. In reality, how many types of love are there? In how many ways does love prove its existence? As these questions arose, my focus shifted to understanding love deeply. Love does not begin with physical relations. It is also not mandatory for the culmination of love to reach physical relations. Generally, physical relations happening in love is also heard and seen. I am thinking, if I wanted to define love from my experience, how would I express it? To any living being, love is felt through physical mediums. These mediums can be the body, hearing, smell, or taste. Yet, love is actually the name of an invisible sensation experienced from soul to soul. When someone feels this sensation for another, the presence of the soul in a physical body is mandatory. Love experienced from soul to soul can actually never be expressed in the absence of bodies. Perhaps that is why it reaches physical relations in husband and wife. Whereas in Indian culture, if marriage hasn't happened, love can remain limited to the experience of the soul. Just as the earth, distressed by heat, finds coolness from the showers of rain, similarly, the pleasure the distressed body gets from the touch made with love by another body reaches the soul as an invisible sensation. Physical relations are its ultimate culmination. Where physical relations are forbidden, the pleasure of love is experienced only through sight and conversation. After defining love in my thoughts, in my subsequent thoughts, love became centered between Swapnil and me. I began to think, Swapnil and I have two distinct souls in our bodies. Their tradition of love has perhaps existed for lifetimes. These souls of ours had arrived in distant countries years ago in this birth. Upon being told about my personality by Rashil, Swapnil's soul had felt that it was familiar with my soul. Since then, Swapnil had received the experience of a renewed love of this birth. He began to feel one-sided affection for me. Then the Creator, who maintains the continuity of our tradition of love, made the reason for my stay in America. I met Swapnil and, abandoning my resolutions, became anxious and eager to choose him. Through Swapnil's touches, the sensation of love awakened regarding him began to reach my soul. Then, what seemed impossible before has now become possible. For the union of Swapnil and me to be complete in this birth, Swapnil, jumping over the boundary lines of man-made countries and crossing 7 oceans, is now about to arrive in India. Now the hour for our spiritual love to attain all kinds of freedom has also arrived. Now our bodies, whenever and however they wish, can become one like a soul and a living body. With this thought, not only my mind but my body too has started yearning to meet Swapnil. I told myself, Vani, now you won't have to wait much longer for this, and I started trying to sleep. The next day is a holiday at my school. Since morning, I have been lazily contemplating daily chores and many things with patience. Papa understands me well. He has made sandwiches with tea and called me from the living room. When I reached there, the steam rising from the cup of tea and the aroma of butter from the hot sandwiches tempted me. I picked up a sandwich and, while taking a seat, took the teacup in my other hand. While taking bites of the sandwich and sips of tea, my gaze fell on Papa. He has a cup in one hand and my wedding invitation card, sent by Ma'am, in the other. He is looking at it carefully.
Vani, don't feel bad, but I cannot stop myself from saying one thing, Papa said, taking a sip of tea.
Please say it. I won't feel bad. I am thinking what could be so bad in the card.
Actually, I find such ostentation and waste in weddings unnecessary. Do you know this box must cost around 2,500 rupees, he said, estimating the value of the dry fruits kept in the box.
Papa, I am aware, one of these invitation boxes costs 2,400 rupees. I also find it wasteful. Ma'am decided this in front of me. I remained silent, considering it inappropriate to try and impose my will over hers, I told Papa. In reality, I am a supporter of frugality just like him.
Imitating such ostentation of the ultra-rich, the poor middle-class father gets crushed. By spending much more than his capacity on his son or daughter's wedding, he invites hardships for himself for the future. Papa is perhaps describing his own situation through others.
Papa, the other side of this is also that from such extravagant tendencies of the wealthy, various types of businesses of others are sustained. I say, defending ma'am.
Meaning you yourself desire such ostentation in your wedding. Papa says suspiciously.
No, Papa, it's not like that. Yet, I am not stopping the ostentations being carried out by the groom's side in my wedding. I don't want to create a problem by speaking against them. I remember, mother used to say, we should give solutions, not problems. I clarified my stance, remembering my late mother.
I too should accept this extravagance, thinking in the same way. I too should remain just a witness in the various events of this wedding. Papa also became emotional remembering my mother.
He wiped the corners of his moistened eyelids with his hand. I wish mother and brother were here today. They would have been proud to see me marrying into such a prestigious family. I also became emotional remembering them. The conversation started somewhere and ended somewhere else. Both became silent and calm now, occupied with finishing the sandwiches and tea. Swapnil has arrived at ma'am's house along with his mom and dad. Meanwhile, Rashil and Parag have reached directly to Jalandhar with Parushni. I have received a call from Swapnil.
Vani, Bhabhi's parents are organizing a grand event to celebrate the first arrival of their daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter. Bhabhi has instructed all of us to attend it compulsorily, Swapnil informed.
Gemini's critique, creative guidance, and presentation instructions. Dear listeners, episode 68 is a story of the various colors of love, family pride, and wisdom. It shows how the heart and mind of an ordinary girl can contemplate even the largest and most complex subjects of life. Episode 68 ends.